Imagine for a second that I told you the unthinkable. Apple, the company notorious for its four-figure flagship devices, is on the verge of launching a brand new MacBook with shocking price tag of just $599. It sounds like the most ridiculous clickbait headline you've ever read, doesn't it? But trust me, this time, the whispers are absolutely real. For the first time in its history, Apple is reportedly preparing to shatter its own high-end rulebook and decisively enter the budget laptop arena, a strategic maneuver that could fundamentally upend the entire personal computer landscape. This isn't just a cheaper MacBook Air, and it's certainly not a Pro. This is a machine conceived for a whole new audience. Students grappling with tuition, aspiring creators on a tight budget, dreamers, and anyone who has always yearned for the premium Mac experience but simply couldn't justify the expense. Rumors are calling it the MacBook Mini, or in some of the deeper leaks, the MacBook SE. If these reports hold true, this will undeniably be the most consequential and shocking product Apple has unveiled in years. Let me know what you think about Apple finally catering to the budget market. Leave a comment asterisk right now before we dive deeper into this rumor. For decades, Apple's portable computers have been the definitive gold standard. They are powerful, they are elegant, and they are, without question, expensive. Owning a MacBook has always transcended the mere act of owning a computer. It was a silent statement, a tangible symbol of sophisticated design, creativity, and luxury. But the one thing that definition never included was asterisk affordability. Even the entry-level MacBook Air, Apple's so-called budget option, still commands a starting price close to $1,000. That barrier to entry alone has locked millions of potential users out of the Mac operating system. Yet now, the internal tectonic plates at Apple appear to be shifting. From independent leakers and deep-seated industry insiders to reliable supply chain sources flowing out of Asia, the chorus is uniform. Apple is engineering a new class of MacBook, meticulously built to deliver the core Apple experience to the absolute masses. This isn't just hopeful speculation anymore. Reports strongly indicate that a functional prototype already exists. Production lines are actively being finalized, and the projected jaw-dropping price point is $599. Take a moment for that to settle in. A genuine Mac laptop for the price of an iPad Air. But here's where the story takes a fascinating turn. This revolutionary new MacBook isn't expected to utilize the flagship M-series chips, the M1, M2, or M3 that we've come to expect. Instead, the persistent rumor suggests it will be powered by an asterisk A-series chip, the same cutting-edge silicon found inside the latest iPhones and iPads. At first glance, this might sound like a major compromise, a clear downgrade, but in reality, it's a stroke of engineering brilliance. The Apple A18 chip, the one anticipated to drive the next iPhone 16, is a verifiable powerhouse. Early performance benchmarks indicate that it effectively rivals the speed of the original M1 chip while consuming a fraction of the power. Translation? No fan, minimal heat, and zero noise. Just pure, silent, and incredibly efficient performance, perfectly optimized for the daily grind of browsing, document creation, studying, or streaming video. Picture a MacBook that is whisper quiet, impossibly light, and yet still capable of delivering well over 20 hours of continuous battery life. That is precisely the groundbreaking device Apple is currently developing. Next, let's talk aesthetics, because the design possibilities are genuinely thrilling. Currently, two major possibilities are circulating the rumor mill. Option 1. Apple could choose to resurrect the legendary 12-inch MacBook. You remember that ultra-slim, futuristic laptop from a few years ago, the one beloved by minimalists, but sadly discontinued too soon. If Apple revives it, the new model could be even thinner, lighter, and more capable than before, featuring an edge-to-edge Retina display, the familiar Magic Keyboard, and a single minimalist USB-C port, a true beauty built for maximum portability. Option 2. Apple could instead reuse the tooling and industrial design of the slightly older M1 MacBook Air, which features a touch more thickness, 2 USB-C ports, and a 13-inch display. While this wouldn't look new, it would dramatically speed up production and slash manufacturing costs, which is exactly how Apple could confidently achieve that aggressive $599 target price. Regardless of the route they take, the final design will be unmistakably Apple. Clean, elegant, and premium to the touch, even as their most affordable laptop ever conceived. Now, Truly envision the experience. You lift the lid, the iconic Apple logo lights up, and the display greets you with full Mac OS, not a stripped-down iPad OS. You are in a complete desktop environment. Finder, powerful multitasking, Safari, notes, and messages. Everything is at your fingertips. This isn't a tablet attempting to be a laptop. It is the real, fully featured Mac experience. You can run all your Mac applications, manage complex file structures, and utilize your essential software just as you would on a $2,000 MacBook Pro. The only difference is the price. You paid less than $600. Let's be clear. This machine isn't engineered for high-end Final Cut Pro video editors or heavy-duty 3D artists. It is built for the everyday user, for college students taking notes, for professionals working remotely, or for anyone who just needs a reliable, snappy, and beautiful laptop that lasts an entire day. It is quite simply the Mac for absolutely everyone. Drilling into the specification for a moment, the leak suggests the A18 chip will sport a 6-core CPU with an architecture built on an advanced 3-nanometer process. In simple terms, it will be both blazing fast and incredibly cool. Pair that processor with 8 gigabytes of unified memory and either 128 gigabytes or 256 gigabytes of SSD storage, and you have a machine that will feel consistently smooth, responsive, and immediate. Throw in Wi-Fi 6E, Bluetooth 5.3, and potentially a range of playful pastel color options, similar to the new iMacs, and this device could effortlessly stretch beyond 20 hours on a single charge. No fan, no heat, no noise, just pure, silent, enduring efficiency. And this brings us to the most intriguing part, the projected release date. Most credible leaks converge on Apple unveiling the MacBook Mini sometime between late 2025 and early 2026. This timing is strategically perfect. Apple has just released new M Series Air models and wants those to dominate the current market cycle. Then, once sales naturally stabilize, Apple can swoop in with this game-changing, lower-price model, likely hitting shelves around the spring of 2026. Perfectly timed for back-to-school rush. Let's not mince words. This product would instantly obliterate the education market. Chromebooks would be rendered obsolete. Cheap Windows laptops would disappear. Because if you can acquire a genuine premium MacBook for $599, there's simply no logical reason to compromise with anything else. The strategic genius behind Apple's move is profound. This isn't merely about selling cheaper laptops. It's an aggressive play to exponentially grow their lucrative ecosystem. Apple is acutely aware that once a user purchases their first Mac, they are overwhelmingly more likely to invest in more Apple products down the line. An iPhone, a pair of AirPods, an Apple Watch. It's the very same brilliant strategy that turned the iPhone SE into such a massive hit, a lower-priced quality entry point into the Apple universe. The MacBook Mini has the potential to do the same for macOS, drawing in millions of new consumers, locking them into the cohesive Apple experience, and once they're in, they'll stay. The final question remains, will Apple truly go through with this? Can they genuinely produce a MacBook that is powerful, beautifully designed, and still this affordable? Frankly, I believe they can. The A18 chip is more than capable. The underlying technology is mature. The market is desperately hungry for a premium budget option, and Apple has always played the long game. They've completely dominated the high-end market for years, and now they're aiming for something far bigger. Everyone else. If they can successfully deliver a $599 MacBook that truly feels like a Mac, fast, utterly reliable, and premium, this could easily become one of the most successful and genuinely revolutionary products Apple has ever launched. For years, dedicated Apple fans have pleaded for exactly this. An affordable, highly portable MacBook that refuses to sacrifice quality. If Apple truly delivers on this dream machine, with all-day battery life, A18 performance, and that signature Apple design, it has the power to destroy the entire budget laptop segment overnight. Students will finally get a Mac that respects their wallet, and Apple will gain millions of permanent new customers. This could very well be the most important MacBook Apple has ever engineered. Not because it's the fastest, but because it's the first one that feels truly and finally within reach for the rest of the world. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.